in order to retool the trade union leaders, in order to engage in research, in order for the membership, the labor movement, to survive.
Is there a high level of participation by the leadership of the trade union movement? Those are at the middle level in terms of leadership of the trade union movement, and at the upper level in the programs at the Cipriani Labor College.
Yes, we, in addition to the regular courses that we offer programs, the associate degree in labor studies, we also offer a certificate in industrial relations, and that course is designed specifically for labor leaders to tool them with the necessary skills in order to deliver.
Okay. There's one certainly the unemployment relief program doesn't have a formal formal union and I'm sure that people at the European level know how they can mobilize themselves when they want to. Selvan, if you can give us a sense as to what is the state of the workers at the unemployment relief program. There has been some issue as to workers at Europe earning, what is it, $70 a day, $65 to $70 a day, in this environment of plenty, and the argument that in fact these people are being underpaid.
Well, basically, we have, for this financial year, made representation to Cabinet to have that salary increased. All right? Approval we haven't obtained approval as yet. But we have recognized that, and we have made representation to have that increase to satisfactory level.
So what's the satisfactory level?
No, when Cabinet approve, we'll indicate.
All right. In terms of the Europe, we were talking earlier on about a sense that the Europe certainly has been reduced. There's been a reduction in the number of people working at the Europe. Is that so? And what is the reason for this?
Well, to a large extent, if we go back to around 2002, financial year 2002, we would have seen the government speak of an unemployment level of 12%. We had approximately 19,000 individuals employed on a daily basis in Europe. If we look at that figure now, unemployment figure now, that government speaks to, indicates around 6.5, 6.7%, around there. So in light of this, the unemployed persons that work in the program have been parallelly adjusted downwards, also to reflect what government is saying.
What's the figures like now?
We are employing around 1,100 individuals right now.
Okay.
Around that.
That's a significant reduction. Yeah. But have you found that you know that there's the issue of rate of participation in the economy and so on? Do you see that there's that people are increasingly, or there has been a concomitant decrease in the number of people going to URP offices seeking unemployment relief, seeking jobs in the URP?
Have been a significant increase. What we have been doing to a large extent is moving people out of the program. We have approximately 77,000 individuals registered with URP. Within the last year, we have moved approximately 7,000 into two aspects: into employment situations, one, into training opportunities that exist by other ministries the government have. So we have been moving them out as they come in. We have established what we call a personal development department that screen individuals when you come in to determine whether you should be here or you should be somewhere else. Yeah? So to prevent what we call moonlighting. So you come in, you register. We screen you, we examine you and say, look, there's an opportunity for you elsewhere. There's a training component that could deal with developing you to move on into the wider job market elsewhere. So we have been putting up this partition now to deal with the real individuals that should be in URP, that really deserve that short-term unemployed relief, right? And we move into the nexus of, you come in now, we don't leave you there. We put you into what we call a form of training, internal training, be it in construction, Right now we have, I will tell you, we have approximately 700 individuals that going through some level of computer literacy, be it basic, intermediate, or advanced. We are passing some individuals through material management training, and so on. So although some come into the program, the objective is to take them to the next level.
But what about a skill bank? Do you have a skill bank?
We have a skill bank at present, yes. But more importantly, we are seeking to do two things relative to the skill bank. The skill bank must be in relation to the Ministry of Labor skill bank, because we believe that is the nexus of it. We prepare you in the unemployment relief program, but move you in terms of competence level and what you can do into that Ministry of Labor skill bank that relates to the industries outside there. Yeah, that is the nexus in this three-step process.
If Jerome, I mean, the URP traditionally has not had organized labor involved in it. I mean, do you think that, first of all, because it is temporary jobs and so on, that there is no rule for organized labor in that kind of situation? And if there's no rule for organized labor in that kind of situation, whether workers run the risk of being taken advantage of because there's no organized labor?
Right. Thank you, Curtis, and good morning again to the viewers. Now, you brought up a very important issue, and I believe that because we are dealing with thousands of workers, they are vulnerable. They could be exploited. They would be forced to accept whatever wages are given to them. And I feel there would be need for a union. Maybe we could form a union. It doesn't have to be a union as comprehensively based as the OWT or the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union. It could be a union that deals with temporary workers. We could form a special union for short-term employment, and this union will address issues such as benefits. Suppose a worker from URP loses an arm. Suppose a car knocks him down. How will his family get compensation? How would he get compensation? So I think you brought up a very important issue that I think the government should address this year. It is something that should be on the table.
Let's move.
Well, what we're looking at here, in a sense, is contract labor, fixed-term employment. And I think there's a real concern, not only for the URP workers, but all contract workers in this country. When I say contract, not necessarily contract of labor, but the concept contract labor in Trinidad and Tobago and elsewhere, people employed for a short period of time. And I share Jerome's, I share my colleagues' views on it. At the moment, the Industrial Relations Act 1972 allow or permits an individual to join a trade union of his or her choice. However, you have rights issues and interest issues, so that collective representation, in the issue of collective bargaining and so, you need to have a recognized majority union, and that takes a very long time. However, an individual is free to join a trade union of his or her choice. And so I am advocating that the URP workers, they too can join trade unions of their choice. However, in order to be represented by that trade union, they must have at least a minimum of 2 months membership in order to be represented by that trade union, not necessarily at the workplace, but at the industrial court, on issues pertaining to rights, so that if there's wrongful or unfair dismissal, that worker will be represented or could be represented at the industrial court. I am advocating as well that in the case of contract labor, fixed term period, the legislation should be amended so as to allow the workers at a given workplace to select a trade union to represent them for the specified period of time.
Salvan, if you, before we go to the break, if you could just give me a sense as to how many people are, well, I won't say permanently employed, but certainly employed beyond the normal fortnightly or monthly basis? How many people are on staff attached to the URP program?
We have approximately 800 individuals on monthly paid staff. Our contract is a month-to-month contract, so it's temporary.
Okay.
So the entire program is temporary.
Including program manager?
Including program manager positions, temporary.
All right, great. I think we have to change that situation. We'll be taking a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue some discussion about the unemployment relief program. And of course, we continue discussing Labor Day. And I suppose in about 15 minutes or so, you also get your chance to join in with us. Stay tuned. This is the Early Morning Show.